what I thought I'd do with this is I created another form, which I'm calling MentalSpaceForm. I'm just going to show a quick way you guys can get a little bit more comfortable both with control structures and also with the actual form itself. So similar to the MentalSpace DOS application, what I'm trying to do here is just basically get our hands dirty with some of these control structures, which we were sort of exposed to in the Python stuff anyway. But anyway, so here you go. So just a quick thing, I created a quick form. I created some text boxes. Let's move my face out of the way. Text boxes, and this guy is called text first number. And I think, is there anything else I need to show about this? I'm allowing people to tab to it, and it's not read only. This guy here, it's not read only, and I'm allowing people to tab to it, and it's called text second number. This guy here is you can't tab to it. It is read only, and it's called result. I've got a button called exit and a button called compare. I've got actually, although I got several labels here, this is an interesting one because we're going to be playing with those a little bit. So I basically said label result. And I think I've already coded this, if I remember correctly. Yes, I've got a nice little close out when the thing actually runs. So when I run the thing, and I'll move this over if you want to see the code, but when I run the thing, pretty easy, I can now close it with that. Now it's closed. All right. So what I want to do now, if we have another look quickly at that form, is I basically have a first number, a second number. I would like to go which is larger and put the larger one into the result. That's it. That's all I want to do. So we look at this thing. Let's go back to the designer and actually, although I was right at the code already, I'm still going to double click and go straight to the compare, the button compare click. So when that event takes place, this thing will happen. Now let's do something fairly simple here. Let's first of all just make it so that when I click compare, it's going to move this number into result. That's all I'm going to do. So when I click on that number, when I click on compare, it's going to move the first number into results. So I can start that by going text result. Again, wonderful here that the interface is telling me this. Now I can't just go text result is equal to text first number, right? Because those are actually objects. I need to change the attribute of the objects. So it's going to be text result dot text. That's an attribute. And then over here is going to be assigned text result dot text. And I put a semicolon. So now when I run this guy, it's going to be changed a little bit. If I change this number to 10, for example, and I push compare, we'll see that 10 shows up in results. Awesome. Okay, so at least we know how the comparison is going to work. Now, how are we going to compare two numbers together? First of all, they have to be numbers, right? So text is not a number. Text is not a number. Those are actually strings. We need to convert the thing to an actual number. Now, there's probably way more efficient ways to do this, but at this point, who cares about efficiency for a throwaway little application here? I'm going to create myself a decimal. By the way, get my cheat code up here. Yeah, I'm going to get myself a decimal, and it's going to be the decimal. I'm going to call it basically first. Yeah, first number. That's right. I'm storing it to sort of first number. So first number, and it's going to be assigned. And I'm going to go right here and I'm going to say, can you please convert the to a decimal? Oh, I knew it. I knew you're going to do that. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, by the way, oh my goodness, what am I doing? What am I doing? Convert is an object. To decimal is the actual method I want. And now what do I want to actually convert? I want to convert the text first number, not the object, but the attribute. All right, so I'm converting that. And now first number is going to be the numerical, the decimal version of that text. Now I'm going to go decimal, do the same thing again. You know what? Just to show you a standard way of doing this kind of stuff, you know, none of us like typing a bunch of crap. So if you just go copy paste and then just do your last minute changes here, we're going to call this the second number, and I'm converting the second number. Now I don't have my help here, but there you go. That should do it, right? Are we good? No, we're not good. I somehow messed this up. So is it because I don't have second number? All right, that's fine. You know what? That is fine. That is fine. Maybe we didn't call it that. So let's just get some help. Yeah, I don't know what was wrong there, but that's fine. Good deal. So now I got these two guys are going to be sitting in memory, and it's going to be awesome. Running it just because we're not going to see any change in the effect of the program, but oh, we actually did see something. We saw an exception. Input string not in the correct format. Makes me wonder about, we're going to talk about exceptions soon too, but makes me wonder, what did I actually put in? I thought I put in a nice little numerical thing there. Let's go run again and just go 4 and type and hit the compare. No, you are definitely, oh, you're mad because nothing's in the second number. Oh, we'd have to code for that too, but you know, I'm not wasting my time for that at this point. When we deal with exceptions, that's we're going to return to this and put in some more bells and whistles. But for now, I accept that. I accept that. I accept that. What would be really good, by the way, just to get your mind thinking about that, is a little thing that basically sits out there and says, "Hey, if there's nothing in there, let's assume it's 0," and maybe we'll talk about that later. But for now, let's just end it. So I got myself the 2 numbers, and now the whole purpose of that section, what are we, number 5, chapter 5, is if, and by the way, let me do this properly. If tab. So if true, then do whatever. So the first part of the true part is I'm going to say first number is greater than the second number. So if that's the case, then at this point, I may as well go for it. Text result dot text is going to be assigned, and I'm probably going to have to, well, you know, actually, no, I'm just going to assign the text. I'm not going to take the number and just convert it back to a string. I may as well just put whatever was actually in there. So if this is true, basically take the text in the first number text box and shove it into the result text box. Let's start that thing, see how that goes. So let's put 2 numbers in here now. I'm going to put 6 and I'm going to put 4. So this is now true. We should see 6 show up in the result. We hit the compare and it works like a charm. What happens now if I put 3? 3 is less than 4 and I go compare, and now it's putting 3 in there. We've got a bit of a problem, I'm thinking, but we'll fix that in a few minutes. All right, so that's awesome. So it's first number greater than that, then put, oh, well, I see what's going on here. This had already, I can't wait to start talking about debugging and show you how to walk through a program like this, but here's what I figured out. This guy here is already grabbing the first number and shoving it into the result.text. This if statement fires off, and what happens if I put it side by side, if 3 is in fact greater than 4, then it's going to reassign it. Otherwise, this control structure won't work. And so it's just going to go back to this guy being 3, and that's kind of what we're seeing there. So maybe at this point, it's good to throw out some code and basically say, you know what, I don't need you anymore because I have my assignment right there. Let's run it. And let's go 3. Let's go 4. Test that. Nothing's happening, which you'd expect because nothing would happen because that's not true. If I change this to 6 and I go, now it's 6. Awesome. One other thing too, by the way, when I come out of this little if statement, I'm going to go and change my focus so it goes back up to the top. I think that's probably a good deal. Yeah. Okay, so we got that. All right, so now that's a straight if. There's also something called else. And this will happen if the condition up here isn't true. So if this is not true, it's now going to do this. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to assume that if this is not true, then the text result is going to be the second number. And again, I still have faith in myself that I should be able just to type second number and have it work. All right, so let's go ahead and go. And it doesn't work. All right, no, don't go back to the last build. I don't know what, why are you so mad at me all the time? Okay, you know what, that's fine. I'm sure one of you bright apples can send me what's going on here, because look at that second number, it looks just fine. Dot text. Yeah, you looked up to me. If I run it again, you're fine. Yep. All right, another day in paradise. Anyway, 5 is greater than 4, so this is me testing the. I've just changed the code. Let me just take a step back. I just changed the code. I'm going to test if my original code still works. So 5 over 4, I go, it's 5. That's awesome. Focus has gone back up here. I love it. Now I'm going to go 3. 3 is not greater than 4, so it should fall into the if. The else of me, I'm going to go. Look at that. Now 4 is the greater result. That's awesome. All right, so now let's go exit. Actually, before I go exit, let's check this out. What if they're both equal? Well, if they're both equal, it really doesn't matter. First of all, if they're both equal, don't push the exit button. Let's try it again, but I'm going to put them back in. So there's 3 and 3, and we're going to go compare. Sure, the result. Which one's larger? In theory, neither are larger. All right. So what we're going to do with this is just we're going to have to change the if structure. And what we're going to do, because we're just dealing with a text box, is we're going to put something in the text box to basically say equal. That's what we're going to do. So we got the if, and let me just have a quick peek back on the old So there's another construct here. I can go else if, let me do that again, but hit the tab. So if this is true, so if this is true, else if this is true, else. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take this comparison. I'm going to say if the first number is less than the second number, and then copy, paste, it's going to be assigned the text second number dot text, right? So that's what's going to happen there. And then otherwise, and that's my big else, I'm going to basically put in quotes, double quotes, equal, right? So let's run that dude and see what happens there. So again, test the code that worked first. We knew this one worked without a problem. So 5 is greater than 4. We go compare. 5 is right. Now I'm going to change this to 3. I'm going to test this part of the code. I'm going to go compare, and 3, so 4 number is larger. That's awesome. Then we're going to change it to 4. I'm going to go compare, and now they're both equal. All right, that's a good place to stop, and that's a reasonably good control structure. Now the chapter and whatever does actually go on to talk about switch statements and things like that too. I think those are very important. I couldn't really come up with an easy one example beyond what they've got in the book, but I think that'll show up more in our actual forms. All right, so that's it for now, and we'll be returning to this with sort of a little bit of an example with the loops. All right, so here we go. Let's get out of that and